the Nest is brought to you by the Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council, supported by the International Planned Parenthood Federation. Let's talk about adolescence, youth reproductive health, and COVID-19. Family planning, it's your choice. The youth are Zimbabwe's future. Let's value their health and walk them through their adolescence and the COVID-19 pandemic. More than ever, we need to raise awareness on reproductive health, COVID-19, and support adolescents. The following can help adolescents and youth through this period. Help them access reproductive health services and maintain good menstrual hygiene. Encourage them to sleep well, eat, and exercise. Take time to bond. Teach them family history, life coaching, and other simple life skills at home. Engage in simple school activities to keep school-going children occupied. Encourage senior and university students to form virtual study groups to help each other, or better still, take online courses. Make sure they appreciate the importance of hand washing, hygiene, and social distancing. Stay safe and alert. Get free reproductive health services from Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council clinics and youth centers in Harare, Manicaland, Mashonaland East, West and Central, Midlands, Matabeleland North and South provinces. This message was brought to you by ZNFPC, supported by IPPF. Family planning, it's your choice.
22 minutes before 11 o'clock. Welcome to In the Nest. I'm happy to be joined by Dr. J over the phone. Dr. J is our resident gynecologist. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, listeners.
Lovely to have you back online, and thank you so much for even extending wanting to come through to the studio, but not so soon, Doc. We've got to maintain social distance, and also, I mean, the talk. I mean, I was on the phone with Alice earlier on, and we were talking about just talking about child sexual abuse and sexual violence against children. Of course, we ran out of time, and I'm glad that, we are back in the nest, and we're going to continue with that. Now, like I said earlier on, that there's a lot of talk about adolescents, youths, and sexual reproductive health programs around youth. And we just want to find out what these programs and what purpose, that they serve locally right here in Zimbabwe. Now, we have called in Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council, a parastatal mandated to help us with our reproductive health issues. And also joining us over the phone is ZNFPC's Assistant Director Marketing and Communications, Mr. Martin Mukaronda. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Lovely. And also joining us is Mrs. Marian Helen Machimbirike to discuss the National Adolescents, Youth and Sexual Reproductive Health. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Lovely. All right. So, Mr. Mukaronda and Mrs. Machimbirike, if you can just give us the background of the Adolescents Sexual Reproductive Health Program that is underway in Zimbabwe.
Well, good morning, listeners, once again. Way back in 1980, or around the 1980s, it was noted that in Zimbabwe, our youths were having limited information about reproductive health, including HIV and AIDS. And the program was meant to fill up this gap. The program was also targeted to parents, guardians, and equipping them with the skills and to handle adolescents. This was upon a realization that the youth is faced with a number of challenges as they transition into adulthood. In the 1990s, the program was rebranded to be called the ASRH, meaning Adolescent and Sexual Reproductive Health. But it is still engaging young people, parents, and guardians on reproductive health issues of youths. To this end, Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council created a department specifically for that, which we call the Adolescent and Sexual Reproductive Health, which is ASRH.
Okay, now would you say that from the 1980s and moving on to 1990s and now we are in the 2000s, that this information is still far of reach to our adolescents, seeing that information is right at their fingertips with the use of gadgets and being online and all sorts of things?
Well, yes, we are saying the youth need this information, and we make effort to make sure that we reach them with accurate and correct information on their sexual health. Mm-hmm. And given the time period that you have referred to, yes, there have been changes, and this is why we also had to rebrand the program. But basically, it will be difficult to say we have reached every youth in the country, but an effort is being made that we reach each and every youth that we have in the country.
Okay. And Mrs. Machimbirike, what age range do you target, and what are the most common problems that young people are faced with as they grow up and transition into adulthood?
Okay, thank you. This transitional phase, transitioning from being a child into an adult, is taking place between the age group 10 to 24. So it's about the range 10 to 24 years, but it's a transitional phase from being a child into adulthood. So the phase is both exciting and also sometimes it can be very difficult. It can be very difficult because it's difficult keeping up with the changes which are happening in the body physically and the changes which are also happening socially. Because they are transitioning physically, socially, emotionally, and there are also sexual developments which are taking place because of the new hormones which are being introduced into the body. For the girls, it's testosterone and estrogen. For the boys, testosterone is also being the body. So sexual development is also taking place. Because of this sexual development which is taking place, sometimes adolescents find it difficult to cope up with these changes, and life becomes difficult. So they end up indulging in the early sexual debut because of the development which they do not quite understand.
True.
Them. So they end up engaging in sex because they do not have the information. So after indulging in sex, they end up having unintended pregnancies. Mm-hmm. They can also contract HIV and STI during the period. Sometimes they are confused, they are embarrassed, they are stressed, they can commit suicide, and if they engage in early sexual debut, they can have early pregnancy, which can also lead to mortality, which is referred to as maternal mortality. So there are a lot of things happening. Social changes, they might engage in peer pressure and they have wrong friends, which can, the friends can even teach them to indulge in.
Yeah, and
bullying.
Cyberbullying has become a huge concern to many of us. Mwana nengasingadi kusarira ipo paya obvanzizvo netumira picture, and then it just starts off by nude or sometimes even a semi-nude picture, and things can just get lost. I just want to ask, I didn't have enough time to ask this question to the last guest that I had. There is kakuwirirana kanoitwa nevana nema adolescents iwawa, and we said an adolescent is between the ages of 10 and 24. Say you are 19 or 20. Pane kakuwirirana kana kuti let's bring it lower actually. A 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, 16-year-old girl and an 18-year-old boy. Ubva vawirirana consensual sex. Zvinofambiswa sei pakadero? Vana ava vanofanira kuuya here ku-family planning kana vauya vachida dziviriro? What do you say to them? How do you counsel them?
Yeah, social development as well.
Yeah.
They also want to have their identity. Values, new friends. vakuitawo relationships. Saka it's normal for adolescents. What is very important for parents and also us educators is that to understand my adolescents, which those situation yavari, sometimes they also want to be closer to this other person. But how to be, we teach them how the skills on how they can cope up with those relationships so that they don't put themselves at risk. So azvadi kunzikana makuwirirana momba mati mubende zvakadaro momba maurasira kure vanoda kuhwa information yekuti iwewe uri murelationship yako iyi une rights and responsibility. So my relationships, we teach them about their rights in a relationship.
Mrs. Marion,
you still have their rights, and also you should be responsible for the relationship.
Okay, mabata my ages and akupai 16 and 18. Will you sit them down and have this same conversation?
Yes, it's sexuality education.
Okay.
Sexuality education, teach about my relationships, about your sexuality. Even look at a relationship. What do you look in a relationship? How are you supposed to act in a relationship? What activities do you do in a relationship? How far can you go? And in my limits, they should understand that. And what skills do you have to employ so that I will receive a risk?
All right. And I've got Dr. J. Dr. J, what's your take?
Yes, my Judah, this is quite an interesting talk. Easier said than done.
Right.
Definitely. So, most importantly, our adolescents, our youth are our future. And you need to look at and with practical solutions, probably. So, having young adults in my house, we call them, wanted to understand. So, what they told me to tell you guys was that parents, stop patronizing us. If only we could have a relationship in Nevana, because any adult, it's unfortunate community is drifting away where and anyone anogona kutsura mwana, but most importantly ndokwatiri ikoko. Saka chakanyanya kuma parents out there takanangana ne sexual reproductive health, like what my Chimbirike said, is empowerment. Vana vedu tinofanirwa kutamba navo kubva vachiri vadiki kuti vasununguke kuuya kwatiri, nokuti tikasadaro kune vakamirira shamwari. My identity crisis ataurwaya ndeyeshuwa mwana ari kukura sexually, which means zvinongonzwikwa nemunhu mukuru mwana anozvinzwawo izvozvo. So isusu sevabereki tinobva tashata out vana vedu. Just my Judah, ukaona mwana wako aine makondom, what do you do?
Jaw drops.
Let them that they are practicing sex, or do you shout at them and say stop it?
I think now, because of being enlightened, I would probably have a conversation with them to understand what they understand about their sexuality and why is it important for him kuti have a condom.
Very, very true. So for most of us parents now, atiko ikoko vabereki tiri pakungoti mwana wangu anofanira kunge ari perfect. Zvese izvi zviri driven neselfishness yevabereki, kuti inini semubereki ndoda kuti vana vangu vaite successful, vaite zvandakatadza inini. Saka ndidi kuti mwana wangu amitiswe, handidi kuti mwana wangu azonzi amitiswa achiri mwana mudiki. Saka tinenge tichingovarovera musanza, hatitombovape dialogue. So most importantly, ndadzidzao futi kuti it's very important kuti as parents tine vana vedu ngatisheiwo zvataita patandiri maform 1 kuti ndakatanga sei age what were the challenges, tichiempathize navo kuti zvive so practical, so that mwana anokwanisa kuti akaita problem anoona kuti that mama, this guy is asking me out, but ane vamwe vasikana, so what should I do? Do I tell him no, or do I become friends with him? That achizvi chirungu, but chivanhu chedu chatinofanira kuti tive vana vedu most importantly. But unfortunately vana vedu vari kuwana vamwe vanovada kunzeuko in form of friends.
It is true.
And apa varimo identity crisis iri serious, ari kuda kurelata. nevamwe vari kuda kurelata nawo ari kudhila nemahormones ari kufanirwa futi kukura. So the most important thing that I think we should do is to empower vana ava kuti vazive kuti mwanangu ukaita mwana handifari newe, asi kana wamuita chirega kushandisa henga kubvisa nhumbi iyoyo, uya
titaurirane.
Handidi kuti usangane nevakomana usati waroorwa, asi kana watadza make sure vazvidzivirira. Use protection, family planning inowanikwa apa neapa, nokuti you can take it for granted. Vana vazhinji vari kuuniversity havazive kuti they can walk into a pharmacy and get family planning pills. They can walk into all these centers or clinics and get zvese zviri kutaurwa, havazvizive.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Vanozoita manje tikavapopotera pekutanga, they become crafty and vodzidza kuzviviga zvinhu zvikwatiri, because as human beings tine need to impress. Vanotipa the picture that we want to see, and then we will not know the things as they are. So we must learn to listen as parents, not easy, without judging, and even when we talk to vana vedu, we should not patronize them. Kuti inini ndini mukuru ndinozira kuti iwewe uri kutadza. Let's listen and listen and listen.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. J. Now, Mrs. Machimbirike, what are the interventions the program has for these challenges that you have highlighted? You know, these early pregnancies, early sexual debuts, maternal mortality, STIs, HIV and AIDS, gender-based violence. If you can maybe start from the border and move into the specific interventions.
Okay, thank you. Totenda Dr. J. Atotara mama interventions mama chati.
Ndatowanzwa.
Saka nchangu summarize ndo zvangu achitaura.
Right.
Ndizo zvatiri kuita muZimbabwe. Ma interventions yatinayo yekutanga ndeye knowledge and empowerment of adolescents. Ma adolescents havana ruzivo about growing up. Havana ruzivo rekuti chii chiri kumboitika mumiri mavo. Havana ruzivo kuti kana ndanzwa zviri kuitika mumiri mangu indoita sei. Saka iyo inonzi comprehensive sexuality education yatiri kuti vana izvozvo ngavadzidziswe kubvira panongomba kutanga kana yakuda kunotanga agara akaziva kuti zviri kuitika mumiri make zviri normal, and it's a phase, it's part and parcel of being human being, and it's part of being a girl or a boy. Izvozvo vodzidziswa kubvira nema-centers medu nema-health workers tichidzidzisa comprehensive sexuality education, so that they understand themselves, they understand what is happening in their body, understand their values. Kuti zviri kuitika mumiri menyu izvi, iwo mavalues enyu zvamunodzidziswa kuchechi nevakuru nekumba, zvinonzi kana wadaro zvizvo zvaunofanira kuitwa. Mavalues edu zvakanaka here kutanga kuita zvepabonde usati waroorwa, kati uchiri mudiki? Zvakaipire chii kuita zvepabonde usati wakura? Zvese izvozvo zvinodzidziswa pamavalues. Kana takuenda marelationship, unofanira kutsvaga mukomana akaita sei, musikana anonzi smart and sex boy akaita sei. Izvozvo zviri comprehensive sexuality education. Skills anonzi ma-life skills yekuti ma-skills anokubetsera kuita cop-up nema-challenges e-growing up. Dzimwe nguva unonzwa miri wako uchida kuita kuti unokukutuma kuti uri kuda kuita zvepabonde, saka ma-skills api aungaimpuye kuti usaite izvozvo. Saka zvese izvozvo zviri enshrined mucomprehensive sexuality education inodzidziswa even nemazvikoro, even kana tiri kumba. Koyazve iyo imwe program inonzi parent to child communication, imwe intervention yatinayo zvese muno muZimbabwe yatinokodhita seZNPC yekuti maparents ngavataure zvazvitaurwa naDr. J kuti ngatipe mukana wekutaura nevana vedu, even nyaya dzisiri dzesexuality, kuti tinombogarawo here pasi tichimboita hurukuro nevana vedu takagara pasi tichifara vana vari taurawo zvavanoda vachicontributa mudialogue yezvinhu zviri kuitika pamba. Tabva mumaconversation waya mwana haazotya kana akuda kutaura nezvekuti ndasangana nemukomana akati ari kundida, mai ivai approachable, even baba, even kudzidzisa mwana kuti kana chii chaangatarise in relationship, kana chichiuza even mafriends chaiwo, mafriends anotamba nawo, iwe mwana wako unofanira kunge achiziva kuti ndakaita sei, nokuti dzimwe nguva tikangosiyana achingotamba even ngazi ndopavanodzimara vakudzidziswa zvefodya zvekudhakwa, because tinenge sina mboita hurukuro navo kuti vaone kuti munhu waungati shamwari munhu akaita sei. Imwe program yatinoita besides nePCC iprogram yekuti vana ngavakwanise kuwana anonzi ma-youth friendly services. kana vaenda kuzvipatara kana kumaclinics. Panguva iyi vana vanosangana nemachallenges akawanda atambotaura growing up. Kana mwana pane zviri kumukanganisa kana zvingava zvekuteera zvemamenses, anokwanisa kuenda kana kuchipatara onobvunza onoudzwa kuti zvinofamba sei. Kune vamwe vana vanosangana neabuse kati vakatanga zvepabonde, vana ivo vakaendawo kuzvipatara maadolescents vavo. Kana vaenda kuzvipatara vanofanira kunoona maservice ari youth friendly. Haufaniri kuti mwana kana akurumidza kuita zvepabonde tikukurudzira, asi kune zvitadzi oita zvepabonde orwara kana tine STI. Kana aenda kuchipatara anoda kuti asangana nana mukoti vanomuokama zvakanaka, vasingamutuke kuti wazviwanepi kana kunotukwa haazoendi. Saka tinoti vana ngavaende kuma-health services nema-health centers edu nema-health centers kedu kana vasangana nemachallenges ekuti kana aita STI vachinoteswa HIV, zvese izvozvo vonosangana namukoti vanovapa maservice omunhu zvakanaka vorapwa. Kana varapwa
ndimbokubatai ipapo kuti zvoni ana manesi, ana mbuya, ana mukoti vatiri kutaura ava, kana mwana aenda anobatwa ane STI, vangani vanokwanisa kuzvibata vobva vanyatsokupa help vasina kutaura umwe murobo wekuti mwana mudoko akaita sewe shuwa wakaizwa nepizvi kutanga kutamba nevakomana ameno ndizvozvi manje dzeye dzangova AIDS manje tinokuvigai. This is I'm just trying to picture, this is the picture that I grew up with. Vanhu vaitotya kana vanonoka kuendesa nevana kushikero because ana mbuya vakabuda mbiri yekuti vanoshaudha, but it was in their eyes it was tough love. But to me ndinenge ndakutoti ameno. Why am I saying this also? Vanhu vari kuuya panapa pa WhatsApp nema reactions anzi I totally disagree with the woman talking, because if only ndakangoita fanike kuratidza kuti mwana wangu akanganisika ndobva ndamuregerera, haazove nematyira, because mumind make anenge akuzviti nyangwe ndikaita any wrong my mom will accept and forgive me. So as for me, it's better kuti mwana agare achitya so that she won't be tempted into jeopardizing her life. This is coming from Isaiah Sekani. My reactions.
Ma-reaction paprogramu chatinoda kuvavarira chokuti mwana ari pazera iro rete kuti 10, because adolescents growing up inoperera pa19 and it's socially tozvisvika ku24. Asi tinge tichida kuvavarira kuti mwana asawane chaanosangana nacho zvinomukanganisa madevelopment ari kuita, asi tinofanira kuaccepta sevanhu kuti izvo vamwe vana vasingazozvikwanisi tovarasa here vana vavo vanenge vazokurumidza kuita zvepabonde oita STI okurumidza kuita zvepabonde oita nhengo, kana kuti haachatokwanisi kuti hapana kurasa, tinomurasa here? Aiwa, hatimurasi etika. Saka mwana uyu tomubetsera sei? Ngatichimubetserai kuti achiwana maservices anoita kuti asazoite kuti imwe nhumbu anenge aita nhumba inezi, tikaramba takamuregerera tisina kuzomupa mapirizi anokuita imwe nhumba aine 17 kana 18. Saka na mwana akatosangana nematambudziko, mwana asangana nematambudziko iyeye, anofanira kuti awane anonzi ma-youth friendly services. Kana aenda kuchipatara, izvozvi manesi vedu nevana mukoti vedu vakudzidziswa kuti vate inonzi confidentiality neprivacy vachipa vana maservisi iwayo, kuitira kuti vana vasawire mamwe matambudziko akawedzera kupfuura padambudziko raanga atopinda. Uye vamwe vanobva vadzidzawo vana kuti mwana uyu wakurumidza kuti aine 16 nhumbu akasangana nematambudziko akati, saka vamwe vanobva vadzidza kuti aiwa hatimirire kusvika nguva yedu yakwana.
All right, Honesty in Harare comes through on WhatsApp and says, Tari, there is a serious conflict of interest amongst parents, civic organizations, Ministry of Education, the media, culture, churches, and friends. A child will end up being confused, or they may just follow the route that they feel is easier or in line with what they want. There is no unity of purpose in all of these sections. What is your take? I think let me ask Mr. Mukaronda.
Yes, thank you very much, Tari. Ichokwadi kuti zvakakosha kuti message yetinoendesa tese, kunyanga dai tiri kuchechi kana dai tiri kumba, dai tiri kuchikoro, dai tiri kumafaro kwatinenge tiri, tipe vana message yakafanana. Nokuti chokwadi, if we give ma conflicting messages, wano confuse vana ivavo. Saka zvakakosha chokwadi kuti patinotaura nenyaya ye comprehensive sexuality education iyi, ne PCC yetu yataura nayo namai Machimbirike, zvakakosha kuti uri kuchechi vange vainayo zvekare. Saka tichiti isusu kana taakuenda ne-information, tinoenda kuma-sectors ese iwayo, kuma-ministries ese iwayo, so that at the end of the day we are talking and speaking about the same thing and conveying the same message to the same people kuvana vedu ivavo.
All right. Okay. Now, Mrs. Machimbirike, as we know that the times that we are living in are not so friendly. The world is battling COVID-19 pandemic. Mimi, what is your take?
The youth
indeed, the COVID-19 has brought numerous challenges to the society and also to our adolescents and youth who are already vulnerable. Nyaya yekuti ma-adolescents tapa lockdown, social distancing, those ivo vagara vanoda kuhagana, vanoda kuswera vachitaura vese, ndo ma-challenges akadaro, ende izvozvi zvikoro zvakambva zvavharwa. Saka we start from the basic, izvozvi kwakaitwa ma-lockdowns, zvikoro zvikavharwa, uye zvikoro zvichanonoka kuvharwa, nokuti ma-adolescents edu akawanda vanopedza nguva vari muzvikoro vachitaura vese, vachionana, vachida kuswera, vachibatana, vachiseka, yawisa mamwe ma-challenges, especially kuma-adolescents, nekuti socially zviri kuenderana mamwe ma-measures akuiswa zvinoita zviaffecta development yavo. So the basics, that's encouraging good personal hygiene, and also panyaya yekufamba nema-adolescents vakugara pasi. Saka tiri kuvaencourage kuti vanzwisise nyaya yekuti kunzi garai mumba makazvivharira, it's for their safety, kuita kuti chirwere chisarambe chichipararira. Saka tiri kuencourage even frequent hand washing, maintenance of social distances. Since schools are closed as parents and guardians, let us help our children and adolescents with school activities if possible. Vatitry nepatinokwanisa nokuti zvichikoro hatasi zvakamba. Saka hatitarisire kuti tovabetsera sei nyaya dzezvikoro, even inokwanisa kuti kubetsera kudzidza. Kune imwe iriko yemazuva ano yakunzi Google Classroom. Vakawanawo wifi pamba kana vakawanawo zvimabhuku, muvatengera vaenda paGoogle Classroom ipapo vonodzidza. They can also use WhatsApp, especially pama-exam classes. Pa-exam classes edu tinawo ma-form 4 nema-form 6 nema-grade 7 vachada kuzonyora. Saka chikoro ngatienderere pamba tichandisa technology izvipo pamba zvatinoona. Parents and guardians and also security services, let us help youth access reproductive health services and information. Sexual reproductive health is an essential health service, and it's also a human right. So let us lessons in that regard. Most parents are spending more time at home these days, so let's take advantage of that to create a bond. That is the PCC. Tinosimbosha nguva yekuti togara pasi taura nguva ino kuti mwana anenge ari kuchikoro, mai vari asi zvinezvi atiri palockdown waamukana wekuti tiito bonding nevana vedu, timbonyasonzwisisa kuti mwana wangu munhu akaita sei, ivo vana vachinzwisisa kuti baba namai vanhu vakaita sei, tomba tataura zvimwe zvinovanetsa negrowing up, mukana wekuvadzidzisa up nekuti vazive kuti vandanani nemavalues. Titrace mavalues atinoda kuti mhuri yedu isusu toda kuzikanwa nezvakanaka zvikati. Even nesexual reproductive health mavalues edu akanaka ndeyekuti zvakati zvibate kusvika panguva yakati, tichidzidzisana even zvekuchechi zvinoenderana nekukura panguva ineyi yeCovid-19. Asi singakanganwi kustresa zvinotaurwa neministry of health zvekuti social distancing, kugeza maoko frequently, tichisanganawo neshamwari
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mr. Mukaronda, in terms of coverage, how is the program spread in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, the program is well developed in Zimbabwe and well spread. We've got our HQ here in Harare, but you realize that we have devolved into provinces because we have got offices in all the provinces. And then in those provinces, we also have got my youth centers, Arikoma provinces, who can actually, where the youth can actually go and access services. And in addition to that, we also have got the peer educators who do the peer-to-peer engagement, or upon once although as has been said by Mrs. Machimbirike, COVID has actually brought in that your barrier kuti wana waraze kusangana so vachisangana vari kumba. But at the same time, we also have got the CBD program. We have got CBDs who are actually based in the words kunotogara vana vachi who have tried to come up breaking that your broken your communication between my youth. So when I want to speak what you want my services go my community based your distributors and my peer educators. But you also find that most of my facilities now in Zimbabwe, all health facilities are actually youth friendly. They do this kind of youth friendly. By being youth friendly, you are more an institution. So we also train my service providers, my facilities, who want to accept my youth. My issues are in a way is way to discriminate or shun or send them away, as want them to come and ask and seek those services.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. J, your part in shots.
My part in shots are that as is possible to the powers that be and those who are in the system to probably include this comprehensive sexuality education in schools for grade 6 and 7, because I don't see these young children going to look out my centers but zvikava lesson probably my grade 6 and 7 and somewhere in school want the curriculum, but we should bring it to them to where they are.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, how can people get in touch with the Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council?
People can get in touch with Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council through the HQ, through the provincial offices, through the youth centers, even through the peer educators. They can actually lead them to Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council. We also have got clinics that are out there in the provinces and also at youth centers. So youth and adolescents can actually get there and get the services.
Okay, do you have a website, phone numbers?
Yes, we also have got websites and a website which people can actually get access to www.zwnfpc.
All right.
They can also call on our RAD number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our RAD number is 660 338. That's the first one. The second one is 620 280. Or our Bulawayo number, which is 0292, which is the code, and then 6941.
All right.
Or visit our website, which you earlier on asked about, which is www.znfpc.org.zw, or our Facebook page, Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council.
All right. So next week we're going to be hanging out together. If you can hint on what we are going to be discussing.
Yes, next week we are going to be together once again, and we are going to continue discussing the issues of affecting the adolescents and giving them more information on where they can get these services, and also how they can also actually get this information here from our pamphlets, our posters, and some of the literature and the digital information that we are providing at the moment.
All right, and I believe also next week we are looking at menstrual health management, or the hygiene for the benefit of adolescents. That's boys and girls, of course, parents, teachers, and guardians too. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much to Dr. J, Mrs. Machimbirike, and Mr. Mukaronda. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The youth are Zimbabwe's future. Let's value their health and walk them through their adolescence and the COVID-19 pandemic. More than ever, we need to raise awareness on reproductive health, COVID-19, and support adolescents. The following can help adolescents and youth through this period. Help them access reproductive health services and maintain good menstrual hygiene. Encourage them to sleep well, eat and exercise. Take time to bond. Teach them family history, life coaching and other simple life skills at home. Engage in simple school activities to keep school-going children occupied. Encourage senior and university students to form virtual study groups to help each other, or better still, take online courses. Make sure they appreciate the importance of hand washing, hygiene and social distancing. Stay safe and alert. Get free reproductive health services from Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council clinics and youth centers in Harare, Manicaland, Mashonaland East, West and Central, Midlands, Matabeleland North and South provinces. This message was brought to you by ZNFPC, supported by IPPF. Family planning, it's your choice. In the Nest was brought to you by the Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council, supported by the International Planned Parenthood Federation. Visit ZNFPC clinics for reproductive health services and stay safe. Thank you for listening. Family planning, it's your choice.